A wave crashed over me, dragging me back down into the water. My lungs burned with the need for air, but I couldn't make it to the surface. Not this time. When my head broke through the waves, the beach was nowhere in sight. All I saw was dark water stretching endlessly around me. Panic clawed at my throat, stealing my breath as I thrashed about, trying to find the shore. But the more I struggled, the deeper I sank. I swallowed seawater and sand, tasting defeat. Then I heard a voice cutting through the roar of the ocean. "Don't fight it. Let the water take you." The voice belonged to a woman who was kneeling on the edge of the pier, her eyes fixed on mine. She was smiling, and the sight of her calm face amidst the turmoil of the sea sent a strange sense of calm over me. Was she the one who had lured me out here? If so, why? What did she want from me? And how could she help me now? I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. As the water temperature closed in on me like a shroud, I closed my eyes, surrendering to its icy embrace. This was it. The moment that had been foreshadowed by all those dreams, the ones where I kept getting pulled under and couldn't reach the surface no matter how hard I tried. In the end, it wasn't some great white shark or territorial octopus that would be my demise. It was the very thing that sustained life on Earth, the water that covered most of our planet, the water that I had always loved. I grew up on an island off the coast of Maine. Our house was a 5-minute walk from the beach. When I was little, the sound of the waves crashing on the shore was my favorite lullaby. There was something comforting about knowing that the ocean was there, even when I couldn't see it. Because our home was nestled between two large dunes, the only way to get to the beach was by walking through a narrow trail bordered by tall grasses. This trail was like a secret passageway, one that led to my own private paradise. At least that's how it seemed to me then. Now, though, the crashing of the waves against the shore sounded like a death knell, a constant reminder of my impending doom. Waves had always meant safety for me, but today they were my executioners. The last time I had been this deep in the water was 3 years ago. I had been diving with a group of friends off the old abandoned dock near my house. We had jumped off the splintered wooden boards again and again until the sky was the color of bruised plums and the air had grown cold. On that day, I had dared to go off the very end of the dock. I remember tucking myself into a tight ball, bracing for the impact with the water, only to have my heart stop in my chest as I hit the water feet first. My ankle buckled beneath me, and pain shot up my leg. I surfaced, sputtering and crying out. No one had seen what happened. They only knew that I had disappeared under the water and come up screaming. With a gash on my ankle that wouldn't stop bleeding, they had hauled me out of the water and driven me straight to the hospital. The doctor said I had fractured my ankle and torn all the ligaments in my foot. He told my mom that it was a clean break, which meant surgery. It also meant months in a wheelchair and then months more of physical therapy. To this day, my ankle buckled under pressure, and the smallest pebble lodged in the wrong place sent searing pain through my bones. That was why I stayed away from the water. I couldn't risk another accident. But somehow I had ended up in the ocean, far from shore, and I couldn't remember how I got there. The woman on the pier reached out to me, her hand slicing through the waves like a lifeline. Her fingers curled around my wrist, pulling me closer. "You can't save yourself," she said, her voice echoing the crash of the relentless waves. "Let me help you." As she dragged me toward the wooden planks of the pier, I struggled against her, my fingernails scraping against her skin. "Stay away from me," I cried, my voice hoarse from swallowing so much seawater. "I know what you're thinking," she said, her grip tightening on my wrist. "You think I brought you here. You're wrong. You came to me." She paused, her gaze drifting out to the churning sea. "It's your destiny, just like it was your grandmother's." My grandmother? Why was she talking about my grandmother? What did any of this mean? The questions tumbled in my mind, but the woman didn't wait for answers. She wrenched my arm behind my back and snapped my fingers together with a sharp click. Pain shot through me, bringing tears to my eyes. "What are you doing?" I screamed, thrashing against her. "I'm setting you free," she whispered, her eyes gleaming with an eerie light. "Free from the burden you carry, free from the pain you've endured, free from the darkness that haunts you." "I don't want to be free," I cried. "I want to go home." "You can't stay there," she said, her voice echoing the crashing waves. "Not after what happened, not after what you did." What? What was she talking about? Had something happened to me? What did any of this mean? She dragged me along the pier, each step taking us further away from the shore. I stumbled, my legs heavy with exhaustion. I wanted to scream, to call out for help, but my throat was hoarse, my voice stolen by fear. The woman stopped beside a wooden support holding up the pier. She turned to me, her eyes shining with an unearthly light. "Do you remember, child?" she asked, her voice soft yet insistent. "Do you remember what happened here?" I shook my head, tears streaming down my face. Memories flickered in my mind, fragmented and distant, like a half-remembered dream. I saw a dock, the same weathered wood, the same peeling paint. I saw myself standing at the edge, the wind whipping my hair around my face. And then I saw him, the boy with the sun-bleached hair and eyes the color of the summer sky. We had been inseparable, me and Sam, growing up on the island. The whole town knew us. We explored every nook and cranny of this island. We swam in hidden coves and climbed the tallest trees. The thought of Sam sent a pang of longing through me. I missed him, the easy laughter, the shared secrets. But where was he now? Had he moved away after high school? Did he still live on the island? Or worse, could he be lying somewhere at the bottom of the ocean, another victim of the unforgiving sea? The thought made my stomach twist. "It doesn't matter if you don't remember," the woman said, her voice breaking through my thoughts. "All that's important is that you feel the pain, the guilt, the sorrow." "I don't know what you're talking about," I whispered, my voice barely audible above the crashing waves. "I don't remember anything." The woman stepped closer, her face inches from mine. Her eyes, I realized, were the same shade of green as the water, and they seemed to pull me under like an undertow. "You pushed him," she hissed, her voice like the grinding of rocks against each other. "You pushed him into the water. You wanted him to be free, didn't you? To escape this world, to escape your world." "No," I whispered, shaking my head frantically. "I didn't." "You did," the woman said, her eyes blazing with an eerie light. "And now you must pay the price." With that, she let go of me, and I stumbled, falling onto the rotting wooden planks of the pier. The taste of salt filled my mouth as the ocean spray hit me. The woman stood above me, silhouetted against the darkening sky. "Goodbye, child," she said, her voice echoing the crash of the waves. "May you find peace in the depths." Before I could react, she pushed me. The water temperature enveloped me, freezing my muscles and stealing my breath. For a moment, I just hung there, suspended between the sky and the water, and then the water started to pull me under. I screamed, but my voice was lost in the roar of the sea. When I finally surfaced, the pier and the woman were gone. Only the endless expanse of water surrounded me. I was truly all alone now, just another dead girl underwater.